Hey, Shalom, I'm giving all praise unto Yahweh Shai. Bashim Kohakodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone. And honor to brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The above I body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kohakodash. It's going to be a relatively quick video. And the purpose of this video is to highlight how Esau changes up the narrative based upon the agenda. So the agenda now is going to move away from what we had with the 2019 thing, and it's going to move towards the CHIP, okay, which that was part of the CHIP. Let's not get it twisted, but the agenda is going to start shifting towards those particular things, you know, with the technology and with how you use the technology. They're going to start telling you the rhetoric, right, to prepare for those particular things, man. Okay, so in the UK now, this was part of the agenda that they had. They used the so-called hottest summer in June it was. And for me, it's ironic because the next month after that is like the coldest July on record. Okay? But what we see from these articles here is we see the panic, the hysteria, and we see the what's the word I'm looking for? The agenda. Okay, we see the agenda because we understand from the book of Revelations, 13th chapter on the 16th verse, they want to get a CHIP out here, and they're going to do that by whatever means. And they're going to use every trick in the book to do it. Okay, like I said, you had the C19 thing. That was a thing that they used to further their agenda, whether that be a conspiracy or not. They definitely furthered their agenda towards the CHIP, okay? And now you're seeing this weird wild weather, which really, when you understand the scriptures, this weird wild weather is coming from the Most High, Yahweh Shai Shai, as an indication of the end times. So they're using these things now to try and justify the move away from particular things, such as the use of petrol, and that's going to have the impact on businesses and businesses not being able to use diesel. In London right now, you know, these particular businesses that are taking down, they are taking down the cameras that search out for the so-called ultra low emission zones. There's people out there taking them down because it's, you know, you get a fine, right? But you're still using your vehicle. You know, as far as people are concerned, they're taking them down because it's adverse for business. It's not positive for business. It's negative for business. So they're just taking them down. Okay, and that kind of makes sense what they're doing in a roundabout type of a way. People are coming up against their kings, as it says within the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter. Right, so that's a move towards, you know, that's all linked up with these articles that we see with the hysteria, and the hysteria is which article was good? This one here from the Met Office: climate change impacts June temperature records. And that's what's been spoken about. But I thought I'd make this video because it's funny, because now we're in the end of July, right? And it's cold. Okay, you damn near want to put your heating on. So it's like, well, what's the agenda? Right? And if you don't not understand the agenda, we don't understand the agenda is to bring the carbon credits, to bring the CHIP and monitor your usage and control you, then you ain't gonna understand this whole spiel that's being poured out here to the end that basically you're gonna own nothing and be happy with it. Because if you got a business, then you're gonna use the carbon credits, right? So they're gonna take all of those so-called goodies away from you. They're going to take your goodies away from you, and they're going to say, look, you don't have enough so-called carbon credits, etc., etc., etc. They're going to bring it out in order to save the planet. Whoop-de-whoop. We're going to have to do these particular things. So, yeah, watch out for these things now as we move closer and closer to their agenda. And we know they're going to be able to achieve their agenda in part. But it's all good, right? When Yahweh Shai returns, we're going to be able to, a man's going to have cattle. They're going to take cattle away. They're gonna take cattle away. The average person ain't gonna be able to have beef like that, or they're gonna have 20 grams of beef a week. That's your allowance, and they're gonna say, "Oh, look, the climate, it's getting too warm." Even though right now is the cold, it's like the coldest is ever. I remember it within the end of July. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you had that one little anomaly, they're gonna use that to drive the agenda. Same thing with the fires that you see out there within certain parts of Europe. They're gonna use all of these, either it's anomalous or it's via the geoengineering. They're gonna use these particular things to further their agenda, man. Okay, and you know, hey, we welcome it, man. We welcome the CHIP coming along. We welcome it because we know it's closer to the return of our Lord, man. So I feel like that's enough rambling for today. All right. Again, like I said, you know, it's ironic now. It's cold. You know, a couple of weeks later, when it was the so-called climate that was making it so hot in June. You know, but yeah, man, there's an agenda out here, and it's only gonna get the plot's only gonna get thicker. Right. Shalom. Yabashima Shabashim Kwakodasha Barakata. Shalom. Shalom.